Khorne here, and today I will share with you my opinion on what I believe to be Warhammer 3's biggest problem. I will give you my opinion on everything I believe that causes this issue, as it is not just one thing, but many things that go wrong. I will also heavily compare it to how Warhammer 2 handled these issues. I won't be talking about the endless bugs in the game, or the poor implementation of DLC content, or the ever-increasing price of new content, even though they are all a major contributing factor. To get started, in my view, Warhammer 3 has very little in terms of player difficulty. It is the complete opposite in that regard compared to Warhammer 2, where you could lose a campaign even on normal difficulty. I should know, as once upon a time it had happened to me. Many people see this as a good thing and something to be praised. While I don't necessarily think it's bad for the game to be easy, I do believe that this represents a big problem when it comes to replayability. The AI does not field as many armies, nor does it have as many cheats, so the player rarely gets into a situation where they have to struggle to achieve success. Even if such a situation arises, they can just drop the battle difficulty to easy and auto-resolve their way out of it. Thus, you never really need to learn how to play battles, or what it means to struggle in the game and overcome difficulty, as everything is just handed to you on a silver platter. This is what, in my opinion, drives people away, because why would you play something in which you are proficient right from the start? There is a difference between a game being accessible and a game just not requiring any interaction from the player whatsoever. Battles are also one of the main reasons to play a Total War game, so by not having to play battles you are also diminishing the enjoyment of the game. This is not to say that you should fight every battle, as there are battles that can be frustrating when it is obvious you will win, but the auto-resolve gives you a defeat or just a poor result. The player does not have to understand how to build up provinces, or what the best way to level up characters is, as there is no real need to ever do so. You can just let the AI decide for you by automating it. Income is never an issue in the game, and you also level up much faster. Going back to Warhammer 2, I noticed that even by turn 70, most of my lords had not even reached rank 30. But in Warhammer 3, you can reach rank 50 before that point with most legendary lords. I actually don't think getting skill points early is an issue. In fact, I quite like it. But that means you reach your full potential very early on, hence removing a desire to play campaigns for longer. The fact that most lords and heroes in the game, even the ones that are just coming out, have very little in their skill line to spend your skill points on is a very big issue. A lot of heroes have the exact same skill line they had since Warhammer 1, and even then you could get everything you wanted with the amount you had available. After reaching rank 12 with most of my heroes, I find no use for future skill points. The constant removal of things the developers or a minority of the community think to be overpowered. Nerfing items, nerfing traits, nerfing income from attacking caravans. I keep coming back to their traits knowledgeable and entrepreneur, but people still find them unappealing, and I don't understand why. In games like MMOs or any other RPG, stacking bonuses on your character is fun, interesting and enjoyable. Seeing bigger numbers equals a better experience. So why is it so wrong to do so in Total War Warhammer? The game is an RPG experience as well as a strategy game, so why do people hate stacking bonuses? If you find a rare item in another RPG game, don't you want it to have better stats than your common item? If so, then why do you want the reverse in Total War Warhammer? Why does a rare item have lower resistance of the same type as a common item? Skarbrand's campaign isn't enjoyable solely because it's super strong, but because of its interactive playstyle that lets you stack global bonuses which dictate how successful your campaign will be. You want to stack bonuses to see how far you can get and just how strong you can become. Warhammer 2 understood this and gave you the tools to enhance your campaign experience, while also giving you a reason to do so with how difficult the game truly was. If you say Warhammer 2 was not difficult as you could just exploit the game with no skill requirement, you never really played the game then. In order to break something, you have to understand how it works first. You could have spammed out entrepreneur heroes, had infinite money, and still managed to lose the campaign because you didn't know how to win battles or expand your empire. In Warhammer 3, you grow quickly in every campaign you play, and reach your late game armies well before turn 70 or 80, and you surpass the AI within the first 40 turns. With most factions, you hit strength rank 1 within the first 60 turns, and with the slightly stronger ones by turn 30. Many people I listen to, myself included, find campaigns to be over by turn 50 or even sooner. In Warhammer 2, I'm surprised just how much thought and effort went into my campaigns, as I spent weeks in some cases playing a single campaign, plotting out where to expand, who to befriend, and when I got bored with the game, I started doing challenges in the form of no defeat campaigns or recruiting only a certain unit type. In Warhammer 3, I spent 2 days maximum on a single campaign, with half a brain required to play, and half the enjoyment I got from playing Warhammer 2. Challenge campaigns are no challenge at all, and every campaign just feels lackluster. Ultimately, taking all these things into consideration, I believe Warhammer 3's biggest problem is the lack of late game engagement. There's nothing to look forward to, as all the difficulty has been stripped away. The roleplay aspect of the game has been diminished, and the AI is too weak to pose a genuine threat. Any incentives for newer players to learn the game have been stripped, as there is no challenge for you to overcome. The endgame crisis is a low-effort joke of an attempt to make the player struggle, as at best it is a stopgap for a turn or two before you just roll over it. There is no desire to revisit campaigns or replay factions to try and do better, as you will just stomp your way through the campaign anyways. This game series is made to be replayed for not just hundreds but thousands of hours, and the fact you get bored and feel like you've seen everything the game has to offer very early on just diminishes your enjoyment, turning what was an amazing game in Warhammer 2 into a mediocre experience in Warhammer 3. I struggle to understand how we can have more than 90 playable factions and people still want new content. After 2,500 hours in Warhammer 2, I still haven't experienced every campaign the game had to offer to its fullest, and I still found campaigns to have fun with regularly. Warhammer 3 never felt this way, and after a couple of 100 hours, I felt as though I had seen everything the game had to offer, and my campaigns just feel empty most of the time. I truly believe that Warhammer 3 has the potential to be the most amazing Total War game we have ever gotten. However, aside from the quality of life improvements it so desperately needs, I believe it also needs a bit of a course correction. It needs to incorporate some of the more positive aspects of Warhammer 2 into its design for the game to truly shine. These are just my thoughts, but I don't think I'm wrong on any account. Please share your opinion on the matter. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and until next time.